Okay, so I have a lot of experience in this. Obviously, I have four daughters. I've been places with them by myself, and when they were too young to let them in the bathroom by themselves. I right now when my children go to the bathroom, if it's anyone under my son Elijah, who's 17, anyone under his age, I wait outside the door for them. And if I can, I'll send an older daughter, older son with them. But when it comes to these things, like this guy who brought his daughters in there, he should have at least talked to the QT, it's Quick Trip, right? QT manager, and talked to her about it first, got it clear with her, and then she could have came inside, locked the door, and then come in for like kind of like you're cleaning the bath and you put the little cone out in front of it. That would have been fine. As far as like taking to a men's bathroom, I understand you don't walk by urinals. Some men are just gross. They're just not, covering themselves up very well. When I've had to do it in the past, I would actually walk in and put my hand over my daughter's eyes while I'm walking past that until we got to the actual stall where they could use the restroom. That's what I would do, right? But then it's like I got to do it again when they go out to the place where they're washing their hands. Obviously, these days, a lot of bathrooms, a lot of places are just single use. So you can go in there with your kids. They can all use the bathroom, depending on what their age is. If they're really young, they can all go in the same bathroom. If it's boys and girls together, the boys can turn around while the girls are going. The girls can turn around while the boys are going. We've done these things 100 times in the past. But I personally, like I've had to before, either say I'm not taking my daughter with me because I have to go to the bathroom. Like when my daughters were younger, they went to the bathroom a lot. And so like there was almost a guarantee when I was going out with them, they're going to have to use the bathroom. So I have to plan it ahead of time. Like if we were going to Walmart, okay, you're going to use the family bathroom in the back, and I only have to go in there with you. I'm going to open the door, look in there first, make sure there's no one in there. They go in, I close the door behind them, they go to the bathroom, and they're done. And a lot of places are single use, not those big old wide open bathrooms, whether it's a restaurant or a gas station, whatever it may be. Of course, the best place to go to the bathroom on the road, bar none, not even close, is Buc-ee's. Buc-ee's is the best place to go.
Yeah.
And those stalls are completely closed off almost from top to bottom, clean as can be. And we appreciate that when we're on the road to go there. So that's what I would say. And then the guy who is, videotaping and calling the cops, I think he's overreacting too. Like, I don't think this guy is some kind of pervert. Is he really going to be a pervert in front of his little daughters?
Right.
I don't think that's going on there. So I think he's overreacting, calling the police. If my daughters walked into a bathroom and there was a guy in there, they would come right back out. They would tell me about it. I would go talk to the QT manager, let her handle it. I wouldn't be calling the cops, right? Let them handle it. And if the guy was like that guy, I would have said, "No, no big deal, man. Maybe next time let the people know ahead of time so we can know what's going on there. Because I don't want some of my daughters in the bathroom when you're in there. I know you're doing these for your daughter. What about my daughters?" Right? That guy was going on about his wife and how she was, has medical issues or whatever. Okay. But everyone was thinking about themselves. Like that guy the guy who was in with his children had a cross on his shirt. So maybe he's professing Christian, but he wasn't being very selfless in the situation either. So everybody was being selfish. If you ask me whether it was the guy with the two little daughters or where's the other guy who called the cops, they were all no one was thinking about the other person, right? And as followers of Christ, we think about the other person first, right? And so that guy should have been more courteous. Maybe it was an ignorance thing, but it seemed like he was putting his daughters and what he wanted to do with them above everybody else in that Quick Trip. Because, like, what does he think is going to happen when a woman walks in the bathroom? Oh, you're eating with the daughters. No big deal. No, I don't think that's going to happen, right? And so he's like, well, my daughters are girls. They go in the girls' bathroom. Well, yeah, that's true, but you're a guy. You don't go in the girls' bathroom. So what do you have to say about that? So there's all kinds of issues that were wrong with this. It could have been handled better on all sides, but that's my thoughts on it, bro.